Chovy priority. And we'll see whether he can control that. I mean, Azir in the early game, see whether we get some high-octane gaming. Bop and block working out here as Fly is going to find the bubble onto Chovy. Oh, and he can't even shift the sands. Spirit wants to dive forward, but he's not. Oh, can't get the extra pounce, but the flash will do it. And that'll be first blood to the Nidalee as Pyoshik's going to find the cat on her way out. Level 4 to level 4. Resonating Strike will be available, and he uses it, but she pounces her way out. And now another bubble lands, but the Tempest is going to be in there. Teleport immediately. Can Pyoshik save this one? He does get the flash out from Fly. So a 1-for-1 in the end, but not looking good for Chovy here so far. So things are going to even out. You can see the Nidalee is farming a lot better, and it's looking for a little rat here up towards the top side as well. Minion wave moved out of the way of, and that's the flash. Flash out from Doran, but the last auto attack again. This Spear Lady's spears are really hurting this game.
But
yeah,
cancelled by himself.
Yeah, well, there's the kickback. Spirit's just dead. That was beautifully set up there by Pyoshik, but Fly does get a good paddle star. Smites him down as well, but I have a feeling this Zoe is going to fall. However, picks up the Lee Sin on the way out, and that's going to equalize those kills. Only 300 gold in it right now.
Man.
First Drake is a Mountain Drake as well. Will be very valuable for DRX because they're the team that wants the more slow, drawn-out team fight. As in goes Chovy, finds himself an ultimate, but he picks up the exhaust that Fly gathered from the ground. As okay, there's the last. Okay. Mystic was doing a great job surviving, but he couldn't survive a whole bunch of R buttons to the face.
Yeah, I think Def just dashed in and also flashed in at the same time, so he couldn't
Doran, okay, he's looking to try and turn it here as there's the Hextech ultimatum, but just a misread, and Doran had the ignite. Oh, how many of our top laners have made that mistake? It's been a few, as now Pyoshik has found Spirit, but who's found who? It's a decent kick as he goes in underneath the turret. He's going to survive for the minute, but both junglers on very low health. I like to think that Pyoshik was buying space to make sure that Doran could get turret plates top lane. But they're both going to get out of there as True Shot Barrage is not going to find anyone.
He solo killed King. Such a clean performance.
Damn, man, he's really upgrading. As, yeah. It's a really cool looking skin.
It's just ability of Lucian Yumi. And also, that was really weird all-in right there. I mean, just because of Ignite.
Yeah, right.
Looks
Ignite
really
Proto Belt. Like, this is the strongest the cannon's going to be in lane, is with those items in that Summon Spell is another one. I actually thought that that was a replay.
It's their choice. It's up to them. They can just slow it.
Maybe Keen's at that point already. As, yep, Doran does. Oh my goodness, got very close. But Hookshot wasn't even used in that exchange as Deft. Dash on over that extra pesky blast cone, thanks to the Infernal Rift, is going to get Keen to safety.
There we go.
Yeah,
that's what we need, you know?
Yeah, and this is exactly what I just mentioned. I didn't think it was late enough for that yet, but as you can see, it absolutely is. As, yeah.
No cleans on Azir, by the way.
Yeah, and he gets stunned halfway through. And Afrika are turning it on. 5,000 gold lead. Doesn't seem to matter here if you're just caught by a bubble and extinguished.
They're shaking. They're choking.
Are they? We'll have to find out here as 29 seconds onto Chovy. Doran is now back up and available again, but another bubble lands as Fly is once again having a real good game. See whether Pyoshik can get in. The answer is going to be no, says Ben, but he gets over the wall. The timing was just a little bit off, and that's going to be bye-bye Baron. As Doran, he's going to poke his head around. It looks like Deft and Carrier will both survive with pretty purple buffs.
Holy moly, Pyoshik. He saves the day again, once again, after the mid gank.
But I don't know. You look at the top of your screen, you're thinking 6-6, you know? The kills are pretty similar, but Drakes, gold, everything.
Pokes are real, though.
Yeah. Pyoshik going to get dove on here. There's the Hextech ultimatum, but the kickback. And that's going to mean that Keen's not going to find that kill. Doran off to the side, though. He's going to flash forward. Grabs the solo kill. Keen gets exhausted. Over the wall goes Chovy and gets the flash out of Mystic, who will get through the base gate and keep himself relatively alive as now Spirit, the prowling projectile, comes out searching for the kitty cat, but not going to lock him down just yet. But he's on the wrong side of the rift if he wants to defend his house.
There is so much pressure.
Oh dear, Fly is going to get snared.
That's no flash though.
Really good tempered fate. Deft is going to be taken down, but maybe that's made room for Doran, who does have that stopwatch, but doesn't use it. As Pioshik, he's trying to get out, but looks like it is going to be once again an ultimatum put down, and at least Guardian Angeled Lee Sin is now... There's the pop and block one more time. Pioshik gets over the wall. Kerry is going to die, as the teleport's not going to come in time. Mystic is going to fall as well. Chovy, just a celebration ultimate, trying to guess when Keen was going to come in. The Sand Soldiers doing so much damage, and my god, it's not going to be quite enough here. Wanted to try and take Ben with him, as that's going to be the ace.
And the team fight. Team fight should come out from the Africa Frick side, right?
Yeah, they need to try and start something, otherwise they're going to be fighting a whole horde of minions as well as DRX, and that is not what you want. They do have some wave clear, but they don't have very much tankiness at all. Freak trying to start it off with at least a spear landing, with at least a paddle star or a bubble landing. But the poke isn't working, as there's a flash. And over the wall goes DRX, all of them. Fly immediately disintegrates. Right into the backline goes Doran, as the Emperor's Divide is just to tidy up in the end. Mystic trying to flash, dash, and escape, but he cannot, as Deft is going to cull him where he stands. That is the Nexus falling. And how did I ever forget that DRX are the top team in the LCK? And of course, Doran there with Doran sitting on close to 20k.
Maybe I need to...
That was the Wounded DRX versus the Uprising Africa Freaks, looking for their first win up against the West team. However, DRX secured the win in game number 1. What's your take on the draft? It seems like both teams were expecting the opponent's draft overall. So with Bard, they were able to boost up Zoe to put a lot of pressure up into Azir. DRX had a lot of blind picks over here, Azir and Kennen, and also Lucian was also a really strong pick up against Ezreal. Lucian was also able to exert a lot of the pressure in the jungle. Fly was going really hard with Electrocute and Ignite, and he was able to convert that into kills. However, because Azir had TP and also Pioshik was doing a great job, they weren't able to accelerate the lead. DRX had the ideal cases coming out for them. Africa was able to close out the gap in the middle of the game. However, that was not as strong enough to close out the game. Let's take a look where DRX was able to gain all the win trace in every lane possible. There was no way for Mystic to survive that engage. As they saw Nidalee on the map, they just straight went in for a fight in that bottom lane. And that was the main purpose of the Lucian Yuumi pick, going in for very aggressive attempts whenever they see the angle. Because Bard roamed up to the mid lane, they were also looking for a pick at the mid lane, but they failed to execute it. And also we saw a solo kill coming out at the top lane as well, so DRX was able to hold really hard onto their tempo. Azir has a lot of ability actually to avoid the gank attempts. So Africa had to make up their minds to one certain plan, whether going really hard for the top lane or whether rotating around the mid and jungle. Africa was looking for a breakthrough with this Baron try, however, it ended up getting stolen by Pioshik. Because most of the players were trying to find Lee Sin, they were actually standing behind that Baron, so too many of the players got stunned by that Baron's damage. Because of that small detailed difference, they were a little bit late to finish up that Baron, so Lee Sin was able to cast his second Q and Fly into that Baron's pit and steal it away. They had to burst that Baron for sure because they already picked up some of the players on the side of DRX. Well, Lyra actually thinks that it's gonna be 7-2-3 Spite fight coming in, but Lee Sin was so in the lead with that perfect combo thanks to Bard, actually. Africa had to just find one clear solution. They had to go in for the Baron burst, or they had to find where Pusick is and pop him, but well, neither was actually perfectly executed, so Pusick was the real MVP, walking out with the Baron still. So is he gonna be the POG as well? The answer is yes. His second POG of the split, and thumbs up for Pusick. There were a lot of on-point setup from Pusick, and also he was really good at both aggressive and defensive attempts. With that ward pump and the Azir TP under the ward as well, he was able to turn that fight around, and this was another very critical fight coming in from both mid and jungle duos. Because they were able to spot the mid and jungle duos coming for the support onto Keen, they were able to stop Keen being super fat and enable Doran to have more space on the side lane and top side as well. So Pusick picked up 10 votes out of 12. So this is his second POG, but we'll have to wait and see whether it's gonna be the POG interview. Let's find it out in game number 2, DRX versus Africa.